Nicole, thank you for taking some time here and joining us in Vancouver, Canada.
Course.
Have you ever been up this way?
I have not. The furthest I've been is like right across the river from Detroit, so really
Oh,
nowhere.
on the other side of the
Yes,
country.
yes, yep.
Yeah. So NPC Bikini Champion. That's got a pretty good ring to it.
For sure, yeah. I actually just started competing last year and I won both of my shows, overall winner.
Yeah.
Um, so from there, went to nationals this past December and I got fifth place. So I'm gonna try again for that pro card this September.
Yeah, very cool. And so, like, how long have you been taking, training and fitness
Yeah.
seriously?
So I would say probably the past 7 years, I've been taking it serious, but I just decided to compete, like I said, last year. So the
Eh,
past 2 years, really, I've been preparing to
Okay,
compete.
so
So
who was it that was like, spurring you into doing that? Was there somebody in
honestly,
particular, or?
yeah, my husband, ever since I met him, actually, he's like, you should compete. You have the genetics for it. And
Yeah.
I always thought, I was like, no, I always had something else going on. Either I was in nursing school or I was busy with whatever and always said no. But then finally I was like, you know what? Let's just do it. I'm
Hmm.
ready.
And how right was he? Like, how much of that is actual genetics, and how much of it is straight up just, you know,
Yeah,
working
you
out?
know, uh, it's hard to say. Honestly, I do believe genetics does have something to do with it.
Hmm.
My body's always been on the thin side, but the building the muscle has been more difficult, but not to the point where, oh gosh, like it's going to take me forever. So I would say it's probably 70 to 80% the training, the nutrition, and a good chunk of genetics. I think it definitely depends on that.
Right, right. And so, how do you approach? And I assume a lot of people are going to want to know this one. How do you approach nutritional plans? Are you one of those people that I'm doing meal plans, and this is what I'm eating for the week, or how do you approach that?
So right now with I'm in a building phase. So I definitely have to hit my macros every day. But I have a very high metabolism. So I don't let myself stick to like a very specific meal plan daily. If I'm hungry, I'm going to eat more. But I do stick to certain foods. The classic chicken and rice every day is basically my go-to. Ground turkey, rice cakes, peanut butter, protein shakes, things like that. But I definitely do let myself have those cheat meals once a week, sometimes more, it depends. But yeah, I'm not crazy strict right now. Obviously, in prep, it's a different story. But
Yeah, and a few questions down, I was going to ask you about what are your cheat foods when you're like, screw it, I'm eating whatever I want.
so honestly, my go-to probably would be pizza, I would say. That's my
Yeah.
number one. Love it. My number two would be a really good homemade mac and cheese. I'm a big pasta fan. So love that too.
And are you worried about losing the metabolism? Because I'm almost 50, and when I turned 40, suddenly my metabolism just fucking went out the door. Like,
That's what I keep hearing. But honestly, no, I'm not worried. I have never had a problem, and my mom has also never had a problem.
hmm,
And that's kind of what I look to too.
sure,
So I'm hoping I will keep the luck going throughout my life.
yeah, fingers crossed.
Right, exactly.
And so, how often are you working out during the week?
So 5 days a week. Normally it's both Saturday and Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So a 5 day split.
Okay, and how aggressive are you? Like, what are you doing in those time frames?
Yeah. So 3 of the days involve glutes, two main glute days. I have a day where I train two glutes in the beginning, back and buys. I have another day for shoulders and tries. And they're all pretty much hour and a half training days.
Right. And what do you
So,
not like doing?
oh geez.
You're like, pick it.
I guess I'd have to say legs is my least favorite, but I love the feeling the most from my leg days because I feel very accomplished at that. So
Right.
it's like I hate it in the moment, but afterwards I love it.
So
So
what do you tell people that are kind of like struggling for those days where you're like, man, I just don't want to do it. I don't have the motivation. Like, what can you tell people that are struggling for that way?
honestly, you just have to think about discipline. Discipline is what gets you your dreams. Discipline is what gets you to what you want. You are not going to have motivation. Honestly, I would say 80% of the time I'm not motivated, but I'm
Really?
disciplined for wanting more. And so I just have that thought in my head, like, you know what? I want a better life for myself. I'm going to do this.
Right. I can't
So,
remember who it was. There was one of those like fitness gurus or whatever on Instagram, and they were saying, something to the effect of like, it didn't take you a day or a week or a month to get all of that weight on. It took you years. So for
yes.
you to think that you're going to take the weight off or get fit within a
Yep.
month or whatever, it took you that long to get it on. Why do you think it would take you that quick to get it off?
100%. And honestly, that's a huge issue that I have with my clients and my business. They always want a quick fix. I have people jumping on the keto bandwagon, things like that. And either they bounce right back to the normal habits or they're frustrated because it's not happening quick enough. But like you said, it takes time. It takes a lot of time and patience for
Yeah.
sure.
And what should people be looking for if they're specifically going for a personal trainer or somebody that's going to help them with the regime? Like, what should they be looking for?
I think they definitely have to be looking for someone that can fit into their lifestyle, whatever, especially time frame wise, because you have to dedicate time, obviously, to the training, the eating. And I think that's most important because if you find a routine that fits into your lifestyle, you will stick to it way more than if it's looked at as a chore or, gosh, this is such a bad time for me. I really don't feel like doing this. So I think time is key with that.
Yeah, I mean it's about keeping to that schedule too. That's the trickiest
Yes.
thing about it, right?
Yep, for
Yeah.
sure. For
And so
sure.
so what are you doing on your off days? Like, do you just straight up nothing, stay in pajamas, watch like
It's
what do you
funny you
do?
say that because I literally never do that. It's so rare that I will not leave my house and do nothing, but I need to do that mentally, I think. Because normally on my off days, I'm either doing errands, running around, cleaning, normal life things.
Sure.
But I think it's so important to really just reset and say, you know what? I'm not going to leave my bed today.
Why not?
So, I think that's super important too.
Right. And how about your hubby? Is he a big fitness guy as well, or
He is for sure. I would say honestly, just as much as I am, but he just doesn't compete.
right?
So it helps a lot with him. He travels a lot for work, but when he's home, we train together. He eats the same things I eat, so that helps a lot too.
Who kicks whose ass in the gym?
You know, I would say lately it's him kicking my ass.
Really?
Yes. I came down with a real bad cold a few weeks ago, so I've just kind of been like drained a little bit. So now that I'm back in there, he's like, all right, let's go, let's do this. And I'm like, oh God. But sometimes it can be the opposite. And I'm like, let's go, lift heavier. You can do this.
You know,
So
Nicole, it's crazy to think like to look at your page on Instagram and your YouTube channel and stuff, and to know that you only been doing this for about a year. So was it COVID that kind of spurred you into doing it, or like how did you like
you
travel down
know,
this road? It's blowing my mind.
I know. So yes, COVID was the time frame where I was kind of like, you know what? Like, this is ridiculous. I need a new path in life. But it wasn't because of COVID. I had been feeling for a really long time that I was meant for more. And I couldn't explain it. I still really can't explain it. But I just felt like, I'm not, I was working in the hospital as a nurse. I'm like, I'm not meant to be doing this. It just isn't fulfilling to me. So I just bit the bullet, told my husband, I'm going to do this, started doing it, and I love it. And it's kind of just escalated from there.
Yeah, that's cool. And so
Yeah.
what's the business? If you want to plug the business, how can people get a hold of
Yeah.
it online?
Yeah. So it's Nicole Cerrini Health and Wellness. My website is just NicoleCerrini.com. It's a nutrition based platform for my clients. So I help with weight loss, but I also help with a whole lot of other health issues. And it's all rooted through nutrition. It's more of a holistic type care plan. I dive into your lifestyle, your stress levels, your sleep. So it's very all encompassing. I've had great success with it. So it's going
Cool.
well.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah.
All right, let's
Yeah.
get outside of fitness and of course what people know you for. I would
Yes.
love to know, what was the music in your house? Like as a kid growing up, what are your parents playing?
So my dad has always been in a band ever since I was a baby. Just
Cool.
always these random bands. Yes, very, very cool. Played anywhere 60s to 80s genres. So always loved that, loved watching him play.
What does he
Um,
play?
he's a he's a big Beatles fan,
But
so a
no,
lot of
what does he play?
Beatles.
Like is he guitar? Is he
Oh,
drums? Like,
guitar.
oh, okay.
Yep, guitar. Yeah. He sings occasionally, but mostly guitar.
Oh, that's cool.
Um,
Pretty
my
musical house
mom,
then, obviously, right? Like,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. My mom's a big country fan, so I had that too. I would say I love country the most. So yeah.
Okay. And what was your first concert then?
Oh geez, this is so odd. John Mayer was my first
Oh man,
concert.
okay.
Yes.
He's good.
Um, I gosh, how old was I? I don't even remember. But it was really just because my cousin had an extra ticket. She's like, hey, let's go. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So
What still stands out from that night? Anything
you know, it was my first concert t-shirt that I still have.
no
So
idea,
that's
really
pretty
nice.
cool.
That's great.
Yeah.
Um, do you have a celebrity crush?
Oh geez. Channing Tatum.
You're like,
He
who
is.
doesn't, Todd? Come
I
on.
I mean, come on.
Yeah,
He's my number one. I
yeah.
guess after him it would be Ryan Reynolds, I'd say.
Ryan Reynolds, good Canadian kid from Vancouver.
Yep.
Yeah, you know he's trying to buy a hockey team right now, trying to buy
Is
the
he
Ottawa
really?
Senators. Yeah,
That's awesome.
isn't that crazy?
Very
Imagine like Ryan Reynolds is your boss.
I know, like what? I no, wouldn't
Yeah.
be able to concentrate at all.
Are you big sports? You and your hubby into sports a lot or
Honestly, not at all. Um,
really? Wow, that's
we
surprising.
like, I know, we like to go to like Tigers games if we have tickets. But honestly, we're really not sports people.
Hmm. That's surprising. Um,
Yeah,
what are you binge watching? You guys sit around watch the tube, I'm sure. What are you binge watching
we
lately?
do. Honestly, we're more movie people. Right now, it's funny. I've never seen the Chronicles of Narnia movies, so
Oh,
we're actually watching those right now.
yes, those are
So
amazing.
loving it.
Did you read the
Yeah.
books? Because of course the
I
books.
know. I know. My husband has all the books. So now after seeing the movie, I'm like, wow, I really want to read these books.
Yeah, yeah,
So
big time.
yeah,
Did you guys
yeah.
get into the superhero movies, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, X-Men, and all that?
Yes, my husband loves all of that. So I'll watch those with
So,
him for
so you're
sure.
along for the ride,
Yes,
begrudgingly.
exactly. I don't mind it, but yeah.
Nice. What superpower would you want to have if you could have one?
Oh my gosh. I have always wanted to be able to fly. I think that would be awesome.
I know, right? I'm
I
always
would love that.
jealous of the people that are like, yeah, man, I always have those flight dreams.
I know.
I've never
See,
had a flight dream ever, nor
I
not that
haven't
I can
either.
remember.
I haven't either. I know. That would be so cool.
Yeah. Do you remember your dreams? I don't ever remember my dreams.
Occasionally. And
Yeah.
honestly, I only remember them if they're bad. Like, I actually had a dream that my mom was murdered a few weeks ago, which was awful. And I
Wow.
don't remember exact details, but I just remember that she was murdered and I was going to her funeral. I know, awful. But
That's a like a wake up right away, call mom, make sure
yep.
she's still
And I
cool.
did.
Like,
I texted her right away. I'm like, you okay? So,
wow.
yeah.
Wow. What's the worst job you've ever had?
Worst job. Oh, man. Ah. Honestly, I haven't really had any bad jobs. I was a bagger at Kroger, which I loved because the people there were great. I was a receptionist in a doctor's office and a chiropractor's office. I have not had any bad jobs,
Hmm.
really.
You're still a nurse right now?
I am, but I'm part-time.
Okay.
Yep.
And what was that like for COVID? Must have been just fucking crazy.
It was
Like,
bad. Yeah, they had us doing, what were we doing? 4 12-hour shifts. It was insanely rough. And we're in there working all these hours while everyone else is at home. It's like, oh my God.
yeah,
But
insane.
glad that's over for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, no kidding.
Yep.
What's your favorite app on your phone?
Oh my gosh, my favorite app. It's funny. I just downloaded Weather Kitty. I love cats. So Weather Kitty, and you can literally change alerts. So every few hours, it'll meow to you and like remind you to check the weather. But when you open it up, it shows the cat, like if they're cold, it shows them like in the snow. It's adorable.
Have you got cats?
I do. I have one cat. Her name's
All right,
Betsy.
all right.
She's great.
All right, Nicole, I want to respect your time here. I'll ask a couple more questions and we'll wrap it up here.
Okay.
Who is the most famous person that you've met?
Oh, geez. I would say Ashley Kaltwasser. I met her this past December at Olympia because I was in the Angel Bikini fashion show.
Okay.
So I got to meet her, and I am such a huge fan of her. So that was amazing.
And what was that like? Like, did you guys hang out
Oh
for a
God.
while, or was it just a quick?
No, she was taking pictures with fans at the Angel booth within the Olympia Expo. And I
Okay.
actually got there pretty late. She was wrapping it up, but the photographer there ended up getting me in with her. So it was a very quick photo op, but it was great. She was
Right.
awesome.
That's cool. And what
Yeah.
would you say is your career highlight so far from what you're doing? I know
Honestly,
it's been a quick year, but
it's it's been a quick year. I mean, those overall wins were absolutely amazing. Starting off, getting those right away. 'Cause it's very hard work. You have to be very dedicated. And placing fifth at my first national show was amazing.
Mhm.
Very, very proud of that. So I'm just super excited to see what's in store for me in the future.
Right. And it's not just like the one event that you just go and apply. You have to win certain events to even get to the next level and to the
Exactly.
next. And yeah. So
Yep.
it's more than just, yeah, you're competing at this one crazy event.
Yep, for
Stuff.
sure.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
Yep.
not really a question, more of a story, if you have one. Do you have a near death story where you're like, holy shit, I could have just died there?
You know, I really don't. I want to
Yeah.
say I wish I did 'cause it'd be so exciting, but I
You would know right away.
no.
I mean, yeah, if you don't have one, you don't have one. Most people do
Yep,
though. Like, trust me,
I
ask people,
know.
they do. Like, it's like whether it's whatever, like in a bad car accident or like
Exactly.
almost drowned.
Yep.
It's something. Somebody has something usually.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, to be honest, even injury wise, the worst thing, knock on wood, that's happened to me was I dropped a plate on my toe and I broke my toe,
Oh,
which, I mean,
yeah.
hurt, but it wasn't awful.
Yeah, it's
Not a
not
near
near
death
death, but yeah,
experience.
that sucks.
It sucked. Yep.
What's the rest of 23 looking like for you?
Well, I'm actually at the Arnold Expo right now.
Yeah.
So super excited. It's my first Arnold, so I'm gonna go network. Very excited for that. And I will be competing at NPC North American, the national show in this September. It's for my pro card. So very excited for that.
And so, how long in advance will you kind of get ready for that?
So, like I said, in a building phase right now, probably around the beginning of June is when I'll start prep for that.
And that's like no cheat foods.
Exactly. That's super strict. No cheap foods, no alcohol, none of that.
Awesome. Thank you again, Nicole, for jumping on with us
Yes.
here. You're
Thank you for
easy.
having
You bet. Yeah, you're easy to find online. Nicole Cerrini on Instagram, Nicole Cerrini Fit on YouTube.
me. Yes.
Uh, I guess that's it.
Yep.
I guess we'll thank you
Awesome.
again and we'll see you online.
Great. Sounds good. Thank you.